I've seen Inverroy grow from a two-man army to almost 20 plus consultants under Matthew's excellent leadership for the past 10 years. Matthew as a person is an excellent human being, very knowledgeable.
No long-term injury reports for millions of hours. It's not just that he wrote the system and it has been proven to work.
Welcome, VK. This is a very exciting episode of the Being Crisis Prepared podcast because we've been waiting for you to join Inverroy for a few weeks now. We're thrilled that you're here. Welcome. And Matthew, welcome to you. I'm really looking forward to hearing you both chatting about how this wonderful relationship has come to be. VK, would you like to start by introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about your career history?
Thanks a lot, Kim. Thanks, Matthew, for giving me this opportunity. Yes, so in terms of me, I'm an engineer and MBA. I have deep hands-on experience in projects and operations, both onshore and offshore. I worked as production manager, maintenance manager, and as an offshore installation manager. Then I moved into the field of HSE and sustainability. And for the last 20 plus years, I have done various HSE leadership roles in UK, India, North Africa, Caribbean, Iraq, and Turkey. Previously with BG Group, which is now Shell, and for the last 10 years with Genel Energy, which is one of the largest independent oil and gas on the London Stock Exchange. My last role with Genel was as an executive head of HSE and risk based in London for the past 5 years. Personally, I'm married for over 30 years. I have two smart daughters. The elder one is an economist, lawyer, and a business manager, and the younger one is a computer engineer. I am a very straightforward individual, and if you ask my colleagues to describe me, they will probably say that VK is an honest and a hardworking person, a team player, and if you have a difficult problem to solve, share it with him and he will come up with innovative and sustainable solutions in a collaborative way. I'm very passionate about working with people. And over the last many years in my various roles, I have built high-performing teams. And it's very pleasing to see that most of these people are now in leadership positions and are doing very well. And this is very satisfying for me personally.
So I think there is so much in there that you just go, why would Inverroy not want to welcome VK with open arms? And I'm sure, Kim, you'll ask us questions as we go along to draw that out. But I just wanted to say, with my managing director head on, how excited we are that VK has agreed to join us and to bring that wealth of experience on board, because our aim as Inverroy has always been to help our customers, our clients, the companies that we work with to solve their problems, to move their problems forward in a safe, engaging way and deliver those outputs and delight the customer. So VK's just highlighted that. And we are an international company. We work across Middle East and Africa, as well as obviously the UK. And so again, VK's knowledge of those working environments, it just brings so much to the team and our general output that it's a really exciting opportunity. And I must say, although Inverroy is 9 years old, 9 and a bit, but I first met VK when I also worked with Genel, so therefore 10 years ago. VK was the HSE manager and I was the crisis manager for Genel Energy. And at the time, it was through Genel Energy that Inverroy had our very first contract 9 years, 3 months ago, to be able to support Genel with some of their operations in the Kurdistan region of Iraq. So it's just fantastic that we've gone that complete loop, and now VK is able to join us to bring all that knowledge to support the team, because obviously that bit about developing the team, we're very much aware that we all, every day is a school day, and VK is going to add that ability to teach us new things, but also that ability to say to our clients, actually, we've got someone that knows a bit more about this. Let me introduce you to VK, and he will solve that problem for you. It just makes a complete sense. And there's a buzz phrase bingo, but that turnkey solution is what we're trying to get to. And we've spoken in the past about adding in the security bit, and now adding in the safety and risk management just further enhances what we can do. So it's fantastic, and delighted that VK's joined us.
I love that full circle comment. Isn't it funny how often that happens in business, where people you meet earlier on or middle of your career, you suddenly come back round, and it feels really nice, doesn't it, VK? I imagine that was part of what attracted you to the role at Inverroy. Is that right?
Absolutely, Kim. I think when I was thinking of leaving Genel, I always thought that I wish Matthew and I have a conversation where we can work together in futures, and it has come true. So I'm really very happy, very excited that I'll be working alongside Matthew and his excellent team of consultants to grow the business further.
And anything else attract you to the role? Because you've worked all over the world. Does the UK hold a particular draw for you?
Yeah, so as Matthew said, we started working and growing Genel 10 years ago. When I left BG and started working in a smaller company like Genel with a diverse set of people, whatever I had learned over the last 20 plus years, I codified it into a management system. And that management system was aligned with industry standards and best practices, because as a small company, we didn't want to say, this is how we do it. We wanted to say to our contractors and service partners that this is how industry does it, and we should follow that for operational excellence. I also developed some trainings and tools. And over the last 10 years, this has delivered excellent performance with almost 20 plus million work hours without a serious accident. And we have also improved ratings on various sustainability metrics and CDP scores. And we have showcased this in our annual sustainability and annual reports. So with this opportunity to work as a consultant alongside Inverroy, Matthew and his team of consultants, I think it's a great opportunity for me to learn these insights and sharings with the wider industry. My hope is that this consultancy practice will allow me to work with a wide range of industries and companies and people, and in turn allow me to make a bigger impact and pursue my dream of making the world a safer and a more sustainable place to work. There are many consultancies who I've been speaking to. Why Inverroy? I think, as Matthew alluded earlier, I've seen Inverroy grow from a two-band army to almost 20 plus consultants under Matthew's excellent leadership for the past 10 years. Matthew as a person is an excellent human being, very knowledgeable. He has the ability to see the big picture, and he approaches clients with humility, eventually delighting them with the service he offers and his team offers. And he is very adept at building deep relationships and trust. And that is what grown the business into best-in-class consultancy in the space of crisis continuity and security. I hope to partner with him and his team, and together we can expand the offerings. I hope to learn from each and every member of the team and eventually grow Inverroy into a consultancy which is a one-stop solution for all the resilience needs for industries in various sectors. Let's hope that this journey leads to that, and overall it becomes a satisfying, mutually satisfying relationship.
VK, if this was a video, people would see me blushing after your kind comments. And the Inverroy team, it is all about a team, and you're coming in as a head of a new service stream, and that I appreciate. At the moment, the service stream is you, and there are plans afoot already to, where do we go from that? And as we build up client base and need for a team to grow, I'm sure that you're able and will lead that team and build it in that similar light of our bottom line has always been, how do we delight the customer? And it's not just about satisfying or meeting the requirements. You have to go beyond that. And that part is just getting into their head of what is it that is keeping them awake at night, and how do we solve that problem, and do it in a way that doesn't create extra work for them. Because, okay, great, I've solved this problem, but I've created 3 other problems for you. No. Let's delight the customer, deliver what they need on time, on budget, value add, and then we're in a great place. And the bit that you mentioned at the start there, but the listener might have just glossed over with all the other things that you mentioned that were so encouraging, is that you also have an MBA. So I remember the conversations we had over pizza in Ankara and London, your genuine interest in how to grow a business and that sort of ability to add to that strategic thinking of where next for Inverroy. So it's not just that it's a delivery stream of capability. Of course it is, but it's adding to the senior leadership team of Inverroy for where do we go next. If VK's got the expertise of being involved in executive committee level of a FTSE company, why would we not want to listen to those wise words and wise counsel? Because when we say, we need to delight the customer, well, for 10 years, VK was our customer. So the fact that he can say, well, we liked this about you, Inverroy, but actually you could have done better over here, or, well, that's fantastic feedback to have and to listen to, and then shape our future with VK's input included. And so from an Inverroy perspective, that what is over the horizon isn't just, oh, well, great, we've added a service stream. No, we've added a service stream and a strategic leader that is able to help shape that is really exciting. So who knows what the future is going to bring, but and I'm in danger of always being the person whose glass is at least 3/4 full, and I always look on the positive rather than see the storm clouds building. But the future does look okay, and the future of adding someone with an international awareness and footprint and significant experience in high-risk industries that tend to be the people that must have resilience planning, that we can then take that knowledge and share it with some of our other clients that we have, whether that be the academic or the construction industry, local government. All of that knowledge from decades of leading at the front line that we can take and share is super exciting.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I'm excited too to see how the company grows with VK, an integral part of it. Could we just talk about the specifics as well? What service you're actually adding to Inverroy, what the day-to-day will look like, and how that will improve the service offering of the whole company? Matthew, I guess it would be good to ask you first because you're the managing director, and then maybe VK, you could add some comments.
Well, VK will be able to add the detail, absolutely. But up until now, as Inverroy, we started with emergency response, crisis management, and business continuity as our offering. And the name Inverroy Crisis Management obviously came out of that start point because it was me. And that's what I knew, and therefore that's what the offer to our client was. Since then, we've approximately 2 years ago, we added in a security capability, so another physical security, another string to that bow. And we have lots of companies that we work with that can do other bits of the resilience pie, so cyber resilience, for example. But a lot of that in risk terminology, getting a little bit technical for a second, but risk terminology, that tends to be on what they call the right-hand side of the risk bow tie. So it's okay, once the incident has happened, how do you react, respond, and recover after the event? On the left-hand side of the risk bow tie tends to be the things that you can do to the risk mitigation measures the process safety, the design in the safety so that the event doesn't happen in the first place, which we didn't really have that capability. And the other bit that we didn't really have in-house was the bit after you've reacted and responded and you're doing your recovery, to link that back in to say, well, okay, what was it that caused it in the first place, and how can we improve that investigation bit? And all of those bits that we were missing in our risk bow tie analogy, VK has been doing for 30 years and brings that expertise. So there are about 6 or 7 different parts to what VK is looking at, between him and potentially future colleagues that we bring on board. But it is that safety, process safety, the thinking about how do we design safety into what we are doing, management, safety management systems, and so on, risk mitigation, risk management, and that investigation part. Not necessarily the deep investigation, but setting the conditions and the terms of reference for how should an investigation be done. And don't get me wrong, if someone wants VK to come and lead the investigation, that's fine. But most organizations would probably say, no, we understand that, but we just need the architecture set. VK, am I describing that adequately?
Yeah, absolutely, Matthew. I think, as you said, Inverroy has grown its practice in emergency, crisis, continuity, and security management, which is the right-hand side of the bow tie. And I think it's a very successful practice. And once we complement these with the safety and risk management, the proactive side, the left side of the bow tie, we hope to become one-stop solution for most of the companies in the high-hazard, high-risk industry. And this is the hope we have with this addition of safety and risk management. On one hand, I'm hoping to work with Inverroy's existing clients. And on the other hand, I'm also trying to reach out to my own network and expand Inverroy's business. So I think overall, it will be a win-win solution, both from a vertical depth as well as the width of the business. In the longer term, I would like to be a part of the team that will make Inverroy the best-in-class leading consultancy in all service areas and industries we operate in. Matthew mentioned the risk management and investigation. So let's start with risk management. We can partner with corporates and companies to develop a methodology, a bespoke methodology, which helps them identify hazards, assess and manage the risks on a proactive basis. We have developed various tools which are aligned with industry best practices and techniques for identification of hazards and risk assessment, and we hope to partner with clients and find what is the best solution for them and develop bespoke methodologies and templates with them. To support the implementation of good risk management at a cold phase, at the working phase in the factories, industries, platforms, etc., we have also developed a permit to work process, which is essentially a formal written process to control and coordinate potentially hazardous tasks. So that when people, the company and the contractors carry out the work on the site, the risks are reduced to as low as reasonably practicable. We have role-based trainings, we have systems to implement, and we also facilitate regular audits. And hopefully, with a combination of these risk management practices and control of work and permit to work, we can improve the safety at the work site and deliver work scopes in a much safer manner. If things go wrong, incidents do happen in the industry, unfortunately. We have a methodology where we can promote the reporting of incidents and near misses so that we can learn from those. We have a methodology which allows us to investigate the incidents in terms of what really went wrong, what were the root causes, and what can be potentially done to improve the controls in the business. We have trainings for leaders, we have trainings for root cause analysts and investigation team members. We can also produce procedures, etc. And if needed, if a company wants us to come and lead a high potential incident just because they think they want some independence, they can also go into their workplace and lead those investigations. Now, risk management and investigation has to be supported by safety leadership at the top. So we have a program where we help senior managers, the board, the execs, the head of functions, etc. So we train and coach them in a very supportive style and give them the skills to go to the sites, have a conversation with the people who are working there, and demonstrate their visible safety leadership by personal example. In that whole process, we also simplify the controls at the workplace and help them understand the hazards and have a discussion on the task which is happening, what are the hazards, what are the risks, and what are the controls, and how it can be improved. We also simplify these in the form of life-saving rules and golden rules, etc. On one hand, we work with the safety leaders, and on the other hand, we work with the workers, the contractors, the operators, and technicians on a process called behavioral safety, where we identify safety critical behaviors based on the risks, incidents, and best practices, and implement a process of observation, intervention, coaching, and analysis, hopefully to ensure that the safe behaviors become the norm and any unsafe behaviors or unsafe conditions are eliminated from the workplace. I talked about risk management, permit to work. I talked about investigation, safety leadership, and behavioral safety. Now, if you just think about the high hazard industry, high risk industry we work in, most of the high hazard work is done by contractors. It is important for us as companies to ensure that we treat contractors the same way as we treat our own people. And hence, we have developed a process across the life cycle of contractor HSE management, where we help them identify the best contractors, onboard them through bridging documents and trainings and coaching. And while they are executing the high risk activities, we enable processes, for example, start to work checklists rather than stop. So we ensure that any work which starts is actually having all the controls which will make the work safe. We can also help companies to evaluate their bids, do some mobilization and pre-mobilization exercises, etc. I did mention that I had developed the management system for Ganel, and I believe it is a world-class management system which aligns with industry best practices and standards. So if companies have their own management system, we can partner with them to do gap analysis and improve. And if they don't have a management system, if they're starting up, then we can go with them and help them identify the regulatory requirements, the risks they are dealing with, and come up with a bespoke HSE management system. And to ensure that people are following the controls which have been enshrined in the management system, we can facilitate trainings on audit. We can do the trainings audits ourselves. And we can also prepare a roadmap for companies to be certified to health and safety management system standards like ISO 45001 or environmental management standards like ISO 14001. Overall, the hope and the idea is that by putting all these tools together with the clients we work with, we can build a learning organization, we can build a high performing organization, we can build a high reliability organization, and hopefully, as I said earlier, make the world a more safer and a more sustainable place to work. So these are some of the things we are working with. In future, depending on how we expand as a company in Inverroy, we will complement these skill sets with 3 more work streams, potentially environment, ESG, and sustainability. On one hand, energy transition, as you know, is the big thing, and we need to be a part of that solution. Process safety and asset integrity, which Matthew alluded to, and overall operational excellence.
Thanks, VK. And I think, Kim, the bit that strikes me with what VK's just described there is that the idea of 10 years with Ganel Energy. Ganel Energy, for those that may be unfamiliar, during that 10 years has been producing oil and gas, has been drilling for new opportunities in northern Iraq, Kurdistan region. These are high risk, high safety, challenging activities. And therefore, that ability to do that with no long-term injury reports for millions of hours. It's not just that he wrote the system. He wrote the system and it has been proven to work in the most challenging situations. So what an accolade to be able to mention. So it's not just someone who did it on a course once. No, this has been developed and refined and challenged in the most difficult of environments. So Kim, I think what you've heard over the last 25 minutes or so is an indication of the strength that we can now bring to our clients with the ability to add this safety and risk management capability. And we are, as I say, so excited about the opportunity to bring VK and his knowledge to our clients and to Inverroy and all of the team in Inverroy. So to you for conducting the interview, thank you very much. To VK for joining Inverroy, really, thank you very much. And to our listeners, I hope you found that informative and useful.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Kim. Thanks, Matthew. And hope we'll have more opportunities like this in future. Thank you very much.
VK, thanks for joining us.